Hi, Bizzy here. I am here to share my experience today with the breathwork ceremony we just finished up as a group. I'm still sort of processing what just occurred, like for me personally. However, it's really fresh in my brain right now, so it's probably best to record as much as I can remember, not only for my reference, but in an effort to share my perspective, I guess, on things, and maybe others can relate. I several years ago started doing past life meditations, and things would come in bits and pieces, and I guess overall this experience for me sort of helped me put some pieces of a puzzle together, where I was at one point accessing multiple past lives at the same time in relation to the fear that I have of being seen. So here I am, being seen, putting myself out there. I guess at the beginning of the meditation, there was an intention to recognize what the fear was, and my biggest fear is being seen. I thought I had sort of conquered, I guess, that a little bit when I started my YouTube channel. However, as I went further in to this, that's my cat. We share this chair. It's also her scratching post. Anyway, where was I? Oh, I started this YouTube channel because I meditate a lot and relate to the trees, and I go out in nature, and that's when I can connect to source, and I get answers and guidance on what to do, where to go. And I've been very hesitant to get help recently in the past couple of years, because a few times when I was seeking help for my mental health, it helped to a certain extent, and then I would get to a point in my therapy where I felt like there was like a dual healing going on, and it actually became draining to keep going to whichever particular place I was going at the time. So that ended, and I've sort of been on my own for a while in regards to energy and the things that I see and experience when I meditate. So it's really awesome to be here and to finally get over my fear of being seen and my fear of asking for help. This exercise has drastically did something in my brain for certain, and in my subconscious. When we went into the first session, the first part of the exercise with the heavy breathing, I sort of was uncomfortable, and I kind of got a little winded, and I didn't really see like any visions or anything like that in that particular part. And then when we got to the first, I guess, part where we held our breath, I could hear the crows outside cawing, which was weird because I wasn't really hearing them during the music part. So then we went into the second part of the breathing, and I definitely started to get vocal at this point, and I was releasing really weird sounds. It was weird. But I also felt like I was coughing up. At one point, I felt like I was coughing up water. Like I had just like been washed up on a beach bank. So that was a weird vision. And I think important to my past life stuff. And it was like I had been trapped underwater, and somehow whatever was like being pulled out of me, I also felt like this energy, like this like sticky like, I had like taffy, I would think, but more like tar. It's really gross what it felt like. Oh, I'm kind of getting chills talking about it. So that was also like going on during this second part of the breath work with the heavy breathing. And at one point, everything got quiet, and I thought it was time to go back into the group quiet part where we hold our breath again. But my phone actually had cut out, and I was like making these like it sounded like, it was weird, like really weird guttural sounds, and I like had to catch my breath, and I was like, oh, and I didn't hear anything going on, so I looked over at my phone, and it had signed me out for some reason. So I signed back in, and it was still in the second part, and I was worried that I had missed. At that point, I was like, oh no, I missed the second part. The second part where we get to hold our breath, because I was just so proud of myself for the first time for how long I held my breath. Years ago, when I used to shallow breathe before I started meditating, I guess it was probably 9 to 10 years ago, I suppose, I could never hold my breath in, like in my belly. But anyway, so that's a side note. I'm going off on a tangent. I do that sometimes. So I got back into like the rhythm of the music and the breathing into the second part, while I'm also like, oh, this was also going on. I was like convulsing my whole body, like from like the waist down, and my legs were like like kicking around, and it was weird. Like on my yoga, like, thankfully I was on the floor, so I'm grateful like that was explained. that Victor explained that, because otherwise I could have fallen out of the bed. Anyway, I'm like kicking and convulsing and like making these weird like all right, I guess it was like it was like a creature sound. And the weird feeling of the black tar. Anyway, so I don't want to talk about okay, we're gonna move forward. Still like freak me out. So, and then I'm also like getting like lots of saliva gathering in my throat, and I felt like I was choking, and I was like spitting up saliva at the time, and I wasn't worried about it. There's just no one here to watch me at that point. I guess part of my fear of being seen coming out. So then we got into the part, that song ended, or that part, the drumming ended, and we did the hold the breath, which I held for longer this time. And I heard the crow again, a crow outside. The second time I heard a crow. The holding of the breath definitely helped relax my body, and I didn't really feel so much like I was drowning anymore. So I was still like breathing in really like heavy, but I wasn't making the weird noise anymore. It was more like a more back to like the regular just sound of heavy breathing. So then we went into sorry, I'm still like having visions of playing on repeat in my brain. I often have like a projector in the back of my mind, like spinning, showing me things. Anyway, we go into the third part, which this third part of the heavy breathing part really took me somewhere into my consciousness where I was accessing visions of multiple different lives when something bad, basically it was traumatic. The things I was seeing were the traumatic parts of those different lives, all in regards to what happened to me in those lives when I was authentic and speaking up about probably energy work, which is what it is at the time, or it could have been religion or whatever it was in the timeline in each one. Whatever it was I was attempting to do, I would always get punished for voicing what I was trying to teach others. So, which I've been aware of that, but I don't think I connected the dots that each one had the same, that the fear was in like each life, but in a different way. It didn't make sense before like looking at them on an individual basis, I guess you could say. So I did forget to say during that second part, when I was like releasing the stuff, and then we went into the quiet hold your breath part, and Victor was asking about like purpose, what our purpose is. And I at that point, and this is before I went into all the past lives, I had a quick focus on my future, or why I'm here. And I've seen this also before in meditative states, and I didn't think it was real. I mean, a lot of this, I just come from an environment and people that thought I was losing my mind. So I just quit talking about stuff. So I saw this part about our purpose and the visions I've seen before, and I felt like a calm, because it was a confirmation for me that I'm on the right path and that I'm very aligned and exactly where I'm supposed to be right now. I'm here now in this moment, sharing this experience, and hopefully others can relate or learn something or gain something in some way with my story. So back to the meditation experience. I think now I'm also having this epiphany about that the stuff I was talking about, that negative energy that was like drowning me. I guess it was once I realized and acknowledged my purpose, that's when it went away. And then we went into the third part of the breath work, and I'm like seeing things. I've seen them before in dreams, but I'm also like at the same time like making connections, and it's like I'm like my brain, it's like bouncing through different flashes and images. And I started to cry. I was crying at some point during that third section. I was like bawling my eyes out. I had to get the pillow. I'm glad that was suggested also, because I was like scream crying. Because I've put I put my purpose and myself on the back burner because of this fear. The fear of being seen, the fear of being heard in my authentic self, and how I'm a spiritual being living a human experience, and that this lifetime that I'm in is temporary, and that even in this lifetime that I'm in, I felt like I've lived multiple lives. Like, each time I level up, I'm no longer whoever I was before. And it's a really weird phenomena because it's like it's impossible to go backwards once you've seen things in your consciousness, I guess. Back to, see, here I am going on a tangent. I'm going to have to work on this tangent thing. I like to tell stories. When we got to the part where it was the calm singing and the angel song, that was such a relief. I started to feel so calm. I started to feel and sense my guides and angels around me. It was profound. And I was bawling my eyes out, like crying, just letting it out, and I was just like hearing them say things like, it's gonna be okay, everything is right on schedule, you're exactly where you're supposed to be right now, letting these emotions go is gonna help you move forward. Like, I was hearing them affirm for me and give me guidance during that part of the meditation. And then we went into the next song, which was a little bit more upbeat. Oh no, wait, I'm forgetting. The Johnny Cash song. And now I'm in my, it was really a lot going for me, so I don't remember which song. But we went to the Johnny Cash song. I was crying in that too, but I started to sing along with it. I guess that song was actually first. I don't remember. I'll have to rewatch the thing. Regardless of which order it came in, when the one song was playing, I started to sing along, but I was like cry singing, and like so emotional, but you want to sing along anyway, and your voice is cracking. And it felt good. It felt good to do that during that part. And then we went into the last song at the end about peace and joy, and that part was cool because I was like visualizing the earth, and I was visualizing being bigger than the earth and just kind of like holding the earth, and I was like comforting the earth, like in my energy, like my energetic self, because we're all so expansive that our energy can travel, obviously. I mean, most of you know that, I would hope, who are here. If you don't know anything about that, then you're gonna be learning soon enough. Button wanted to say hi. So that part of the song about peace, it was so beautiful and joyful, and it really gives me I guess confirmation, because I like to think like that, and a lot of times when I go out in nature and I meditate, I try to think of there being peace on earth and people, living and not being slaves to all the troubles in the life, all the troubles and the energetic structures we have here that are keeping people enslaved mentally and all of those things. So it just felt really good energetically anyway at that point, to feel comforted, and then to feel like I was also like giving comfort. It was kind of there was like a movement to it, a back and forth kind of, like a hug, I guess you could say. energetically. It's an energetic hug, like hugging the earth. My cat is distracting me. This is a long video. However, I'm almost finished. I guess the last thing I have to say is that I am so incredibly grateful to be here. I am grateful that I'm recording this and I'm fighting a fear and I'm going to put myself out there. I am grateful to anyone who receives any good energy from watching this, or any epiphanies themselves, or any kind of connecting the dots or putting the pieces of the puzzle together. It's no fun when you're in the part of the journey when you're stuck in the muck or you're in the mental fog. And today, I cleared a lot of stuff today. And I've been procrastinating and getting sidetracked in other worldly things. And I'm so grateful that I finally gave in and am allowing in the help. And I don't know, I'm just so happy to be here. I have only done the module 1 exercise. I'm gonna have a little more time to do that in the next couple of days to finish that module 1, and I'm really excited to, especially after the somatic exercise today, I'm really excited to see what kind of things are gonna make more sense to me working through some of these subconscious blocks I have. Anyway, I hope everyone has a really good day today, and if you didn't do the exercise, listen to it in your spare time. I actually might go back and listen to it and take some notes in case I missed anything that I might recall from my own personal sense. So have a lovely day. Be love, be light, believe.